everyone, and welcome to this Wednesday Health Coach training. My name is Kelly Rife, and I'm a certified health coach and a presidential director with Take Shape for Life. All right, without further ado, I could not be more excited tonight. This is the debut webinar presentation done by the First Lady of Take Shape for Life, Lori Anderson. I don't know how many of you know, and for all of our brand new coaches, welcome, but Lori is not only Dr. Anderson's wife, Savannah and Erica's mom, all of our friend, and someone we love dearly. She is the original health coach. And back in the beginning of Take Shape for Life, Lori made the commitment as an RN to do the client health profile on all of the incoming clients to make sure that they got the best care as she taught the rest of us to become wonderful health coaches. So she is the First Lady again. She is the original health coach. And I'm so excited to present her tonight and host her to talk to you and train you on how to start your new coaches right. So, Lori, are you there? Lori?
Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, we can. Good evening. How are you?
Doing great.
Wonderful. Lori, I'm so excited because, I heard you do this presentation, and it's really changed my business in the last few weeks since seeing you do it. And I'm so excited for everybody to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of your way, and I'm going to turn the controls over to you.
Thank you so much, Kelly. It's a pleasure to be here. So hi everyone. Tonight I am going to be talking about assisting your new coaches to get a great start. And this topic is a great one for me because Dr. A and I bring in new health coaches every month. We are sure to offer the opportunity to just everybody we know and to make those connections for future health coaches with our clients in case they're not quite ready. Just put that little bug in their ear so that when they are ready, they know that health coaching is available to them. You may not be bringing in clients right now, or maybe you kind of just watching the ones that you have, you're happy with your 10 or 20 or 30 clients and just kind of managing them. You might be not really bringing in any more health coaches, or maybe you haven't brought in any yet. Everybody on this call is probably in a different place in their health coach business. So, for those people that have a couple and are just managing them and not really going out and seek anymore, I think that this training will be really good for you. I know that a lot of, in the past, if you're doing that, you're not the only one. There is a history of health coaches that once they reach a certain rank, maybe it was their goal to get to, they sit back on their laurels for a little bit, pat themselves on the back and say, wow, I've arrived, I'm here. And they tend to micromanage and not really get out there and really spread the word for a while because they think they're there. But, if you're really in it to be a great health coach and you're here to help us move America forward in health and our mission to get America healthy, then I think what you'll find is that micromanaging takes a lot of time. You feel like you're doing a lot of, stuff, but is it really moving your business forward? And is it really getting the opportunity out there for not only people to get healthy, but for coaches, for, entrepreneurs and clients that have done great to get out there and become coaches themselves and really spread the word. Then it's time to strategize. Not only do you want to say this to yourself, but to your new health coach, you need to know where they want to go and what they need to do to get there. They need to know that, and how much time and effort that they're able to put into it, and if they're ready right now. And I actually had a boo-boo one time, and I brought in this new health coach, and he was a health professional, and I was very excited because he's a health professional, and I'm going to get him going. And I went and I did 2 meetings at his office for him. We had about 8 patients then that were on the program, and then I went off for a month and went sailing. But I felt like, I had him all set up, and by the time I got back in the middle of summer, he would be executive director, he's been doing meetings in his office every week and all that. Well, when he got back, he hadn't done anything. And actually, it only brought in 1 more client. And I was a little frustrated, and I said to my husband, gosh, what is going on? I'm so surprised. And he said, well, what does he want? And I realized that in my whole hustle, bustle, and excitement of getting this new health coach started, I didn't take the time and sit down and this was actually before the senior coach guide, I must say. But still, I should have known better. I should have sat down and found out his why, what he wanted, and the time he had to, you know, put into it. So when I did sit down with him, he said he just was looking to make an extra $400 a month. Well, I obviously didn't explain our opportunity or what we have in our hands to him very well, but if that's all he wanted, he was already making that. So if I had known that, it would have helped me with a lot of frustration to know that, you know, this is where he is and I don't need to push him much further. So always find out exactly where your new health coach wants to go. You know, we're all hoping they want to be like us and they really want to move forward. But if they are not ready to do that, please don't push them. You know, meet them where they are and be an empathetic coach and really work with them. Oh, keep hitting the wrong thing. And you want to create a vision for them, no matter what it is. You know, a lot of people out there have never thought in the future. They're just living day to day. And to be able to help them create a vision really helps them learn where, you know, keeps them focused on their work that they're doing is going to help them get to this big vision that they have. And in your strategy as a business coach is, let me just pull it up, is you want to make sure that your new coaches go senior coach in their first 30 days. And there's a lot of reasons for this. One is that it's duplicatable. It's very doable. This gets them started. It's only 5 clients, maybe 6 to get to senior coach. It's 5 to get their cab. It might be 6 depending on how much their orders are to get to their senior coach. And this pays them back. They make enough money to pay back what they invested in their health coach kit. So now, and plus they've made a little money too. So it gets them off the starting block in a really good space. It starts them in momentum, and you're working together with them with calls and things like that, and they can really see that, you know, if they reach the senior goal mark, that, you know, they can continue to go on. They haven't failed or they're not, you know, slowing down. The next goal is to go from senior coach to executive director within the first 30 to 90 days. Now, big trainings that I have everybody who's gone ED stand up. And what I find is that most people go ED within that first 90 days, 30 to 90 days. Very doable. The ones that maybe 80% of them do. So the ones that didn't go ED, what they said is, well, you know what, I didn't go ED for 8 months, but that month that I decided to go executive director, I went. So it's really about the vision, their focus, and their motivation to get to executive director. They can do it. Okay, and then you want to build mighty executive director teams. For some of you, that's in the future, but for some of you out there, you know what I'm talking about. And your executive director team, to make them mighty, what that means is that you have executive directors under executive directors. So let's say you have this great executive director, Sally. Well, then she has Sam, who's an executive director under her, and then Sam has Dan underneath her. And so it really gives you a strong leg there that will probably never go away because you've got these strong leaders building in there. So to help your new coaches, we utilize, or we just talked about this at Sundance, it's called STAY, S-T-A-Y. Dr. A made it up just to help people understand how you can help your new coaches when you're training them. And there's 4 different points that they need to be aware of. There's strategic things that they're going to do to build their business. There's tactical things that they'll be doing. There's action, of course, they'll be doing. And then there's you, that they will not only depend on you, but also themselves to help build their business. So what does this look like in a structural tension chart? Well, this is just a structural tension chart I took out of the senior coach guide. As you see, it's already set up for your new coach because everybody needs to start the same way. They all have about the same action steps that need to be done to reach senior coach. So over to the side, I put S-T-A-Y. The strategic is your goals. That stands for your goals that are up there. The tactical is their action steps. What are the action steps that they're going to do? What are you going to do to help them? That's hands-on tactical. And then the A, or action, is the dates that they're going to complete. It's them in action if they know that they have to, 3 days from now to finish their contact list. or their share list. So that gets them into action. And then, of course, the why is you. You want to be there for them. You've got this new health coach on. You want to make sure they get off on the right foot. So there's easy steps to move along your new health coach to senior coach and then on to executive director and beyond. The first is to review their why. You want to make sure that you review their why from the training. You know, there's a great section, the second page, I think, of the senior coach training guide really gets them to start dreaming. Might be page 3 or 4, I'm not sure, but it's in there at the very beginning. Really gets them to delve into their why. What do they want? Have them review that with you so you really get a good idea of, you know, what they're looking for. You want to do this after they go senior coach. You want to do it again after they reach or before they do, you know, when they're first getting started. And then you want to review their why throughout their journey because it could change. They could all of a sudden think big. I know I have a health coach who came in and she made her vision board and she was so excited. She was like, Lori, I've never thought this big. I never thought I could have this car or go on this trip or have this house or, you know, things that she never really thought about. All of a sudden, she's like wide open to ideas. So you want to make sure that you're watchful for those light bulbs to come on and that they get excited about where they want to get going. Make sure that you send them right away to one of the new health coach orientation webinars that Team Global has. Help them with their structural census charts. Make sure that you have some tactical hands-on. You're helping them, you know, with learning how to present, their practice partners, connection or, you know, connection calls, which was called collecting yeses. If you know that, we're calling it connection calls now. But that was just an easier, thoughtful way of knowing exactly what you're doing is you're making connections. You want to make sure that they watch you do, you know, like if you can take them to a, you know, to a, what am I trying to say, like a health fair or something, they can see how you talk to people, then they can talk to people, and then they can teach other people how to talk to people, kind of like what we do in the medical profession. A lot of times, they say. And then be available to them. You know, sit down with their calendar, draw out when you're going to work with them, and be there for them. Make sure that if you say you're going to be there for a 3-way call or for a practice partner, that you are. Have weekly review calls, especially when they're first getting started. You probably will talk to them more than just once a week. You know, especially that first month, you know, while they're going senior coach. You want to really be there because there could be a time where somebody might say something really derogatory to them and it hurts their feelings or it puts them down. And so you need to be there to help them, you know, pick them up and encourage them to, you know, move along. And so if you're not calling them, you might lose the coach because of that. So make sure you're there. And, you know, encourage them for self-growth. You know, send them great books, ideas to read. Make sure they're on the leadership call, all of these Team Global webinars. Make sure that they start watching these and really learn from them. The support calls are great ways to learn and grow. Even, you know, I have a lot of my coaches get on those calls just to understand how to field questions or just to feel more comfortable with the questions that might arise and to make sure they get certified. Okay, now there's an easier way to look at that because that looks like a lot of stuff, right? Well, what do they really need to do? Well, this is really what they need to do, and this is what you need to tell them so they don't get all bogged in everything that they need. They need to activate their business. They need to make their list, and then they need to call people. That's it. Activate their business, make their list, call the people. There's 3 different kind of calls. There's the interested call, which would be people who have seen them on the program and go, oh my gosh, I got to do this. You know, when you become a health coach, you got to tell me. Or can I do this with you? They can call those people and say, hey, I'm a health coach now. You want to get started. Can I help you? That's an interested call. The practice partners is where you do that with them. And these are with people that they have relationships with but maybe haven't heard about the program yet. So they're learning how to present the program. So they ask their relatives or their relationship people, you know, would you help me out and listen to a presentation my business coach is going to do? And then just think of questions as you listen to her presentation that will really help me learn if you would do this for me. It takes about 10 minutes. So that's practice partners, and that's all in the senior coach guide for you new coaches trying to figure out what I'm talking about. And the last kind of calls are connection calls. And these can be calls with people that you have maybe relationships with but you haven't talked to for a long time, consistent relationship, maybe friends from high school that you haven't seen for 3 or 4 years, where you could call them up and say, hey, how you doing, a little small talk, and then, you know, let me tell you what I've been up to lately. Tell your story, very, you know, not a long, maybe a love story, but a short one, and ask them to do you a favor. And hey, if I sent you a DVD, would you watch it for me? And then if somebody came to mind that I could help, that would be interested in my, you know, health coaching, would you pass it on to them, forward it on to them, and then copy me on it so I can follow up with them? Can you do that? And that friend will most likely say yes. And then you just get her email and thank her or him very much, and that's it. The call takes, I'm telling you, I've done them, takes about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on the small talk. So those are the 3 kind of calls that they need to do, and that's really it. That's going to get your new coach off and running without getting bogged down in everything that they, you know, that they think they need to know. So what are their skills that the new health coach needs that you can help them with? Well, their story. Help them make sure that they make it, you know, complete but compact, have some feeling into it where it's not just a monologue. Make sure they know how to ask questions to their new client and profile them. You can practice that with them. Make sure they understand how to place a first order. Support their clients with the file folder system. Ask for referrals. And then the last is, of course, offering the health coach opportunity or possibilities of health coaching to their clients or their entrepreneurial friends. So this is just a copy of an email. I actually can get it all on there, but this is my a copy of an email of one of my coaches that was going as executive director this month. So it just kind of shows you, if you can see it, and you don't, the content doesn't matter, it's really the dates. You can see, I did take a couple emails out that I couldn't leave in because of some of the wording that was on there that, you know, anyway, it doesn't matter. It was about, you know, different health problems that a client was having. But anyway, you can see that we chatted a lot, and this is just the emails, some of the emails. We also texted a lot, we called on the phone, a lot of 3-ways. So there's a lot of activity that will be going on as your coach reaches that executive director. And this is after she's executive director. So just to show you that, you know, once you get them going and they go senior in 30 days and ED by 90 days, they're fired up. They are motivated to continue. And so this is just one of her emails, and she actually called it simmering in the pot. The end of the day boil. She's from Savannah, so I guess she, you know, thinking of crabs or shrimp. 2 new clients, 3 pending clients, 5 conversations with coworkers and teachers, 4 iShare free to be video sent. She copied me about a husband and wife that want to get going that I needed. She had questions about. And then she sent her picture in for her ED recognition, and her dad referred her a friend. So you can see she's still very excited and motivated. I will say she's a full-time nurse anesthetist. She's got a busy, busy job. She has 2 kids and a husband and a big franchise business too, over 5, I think, franchise buildings or whatever they are. That she has, that her and her husband work. So she's very busy, but yet on her 1 day off, she's still going for it. So that's what you're looking for in, you know, health coaches. And this is because you caused this motivation. Well, you haven't, but, you know, the health coaches are excited. They're seeing results. And the best way to keep track or keep touch with your health coaches is to use the Health Coach Business Tracker. I find that, you know, they have it in their file system too, folder 5, and they know what you're looking at, and they can follow down exactly, you know, how you're marking off or rating them on how they're doing. And it really just gives an extra little tool so that you guys are on the same page. So it's easier to give birth than to resurrect the dead. Why would I finish with that one? Well, I'll say that, you know, you're the business coach. You need to definitely check on your coaches that you have and see if they're ready to go or not. See if maybe, you know, they've got more time to spend than they did. Maybe they just now, or, you know, you could go back over the presentation and see if they really have a why or a reason why they want to get going with this. But I will say that if they don't, and they're not motivated, then you need to just let them, you know, go in their own direction or, you know, on their own pace. And really go out there and find the coaches that want to go with you and, you know, do this business, those same kind of vim and vigor that you have. I will say that if you're not bringing on new clients, it's hard to teach your coaches how to bring on new clients. I think that, you know, for Wayne and I, that we keep continuing to bring clients in every month and coaches every month has made a big difference in how I can coach and teach. It's kind of like playing the guitar. You know, I used to play the guitar all the time, and I was not bad. And since I was 10, I was pretty good. But I haven't played now for 2 years. And so for me to pick up the guitar and play or teach somebody else how to play the guitar, I probably wouldn't be that good. But if I practiced every day, I would be really good. And it's the same in your business. If you're not bringing on new clients, it's, you know, there's always something. You're always learning, oh, that's a great technique I just used or whatever, to pass on to your coaches. And the same with bringing on coaches. If your coaches don't see you moving very fast, there's going to be two things they do. They'll either move the same pace that you do, which is not much, or they're going to leap over you and look for somebody in your mentoring team above you that is actually really doing the business and is stepping up as the leader. So you really just need to look back in that mirror and see what kind of coach you want to be. And if you want to be with us on this mission to get America healthy, then our mission is to get out there and talk to every person that we know about not only the program, but about health coaching so that we can go out and get America healthy.